Alright, so recently on my Tumblr blog, someone had sent me an ask about cultural appropriation and Jewish prayers, and then somehow somebody by the name of InternetAristocrat, who creates videos titled Tumblrisms, had come across it. Now, he has a post in a picture on his video, and he reads it aloud. Let's see what he does with it.
So, I'm a Jewish girl who sings professionally. This means that on Sunday mornings, I sing in the choir of a Christian church, because I was hired to do so. Anyway, last week, the choral director randomly decided to incorporate the Shama into a choral piece. I was totally affronted. First of all, that's some serious cultural appropriation. And secondly, they were pronouncing the Hebrew all wrong. But I can't quit, because singing in the choir is my primary source of income. It was awful. And Ashika.
So, InternetAristocrat had just read the ask sent in by this little anonymous friend. Can we just laugh at the fact that he pronounced Shema wrong? He called it the Shema, despite there being no A between the H and the M. Now let's continue.
Hanzi Adi responds, "That is actually kind of terrible. If you want to talk about cultural appropriation in relation to Jewish tradition, you can check out the blog Goynef. How badly were they pronouncing the Hebrew? I can safely assume they are getting the N sound wrong. Hashtags cultural appropriation, Jew, Jewish, and Hebrew."
So now he read my response. Only what he thought was the N letter was actually a chet, which is typed in Hebrew. He mistook a Hebrew letter for an English one. And how much you want to bet that this person is probably a white goy who cannot pronounce the letter chet? And then he also read the tags off. Now he's going to check out my profile and probably make fun of it. Oh, and just, actually, no, I'm just gonna, wait, actually, I just wanted to say something. The prayer that's referenced in the ask, the Shema, is actually a very holy prayer in Jewish religion, so it's really disrespectful for a Christian church to just rip it from its context and then add it to its little Christian choir thing. So the Shema goes something like this: Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. That's just how I was taught to pronounce it. Some Jews pronounce it a little differently. There's like an Ashkenazi pronunciation and a standard pronunciation, stuff like that. So, again, I'll just say it again. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Basically saying, listen, O Israel, I'm trying to remember, you are eternal God, and it said something like our only God, or the one God, or the one. That's what Echad means. Echad means one. And that's the word with chet in it, which I'm pretty sure the person making fun of my profile can't pronounce.
Well, before we go and jump and check out that Goynef blog, let's take a look at Ashkenazi's profile.
He mispronounced my Tumblr URL. It's Ashkenazi. You know, the ethnic group of Jews that lived in Eastern Europe. It's not Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi. Before you make somebody else, why don't you make sure that you know how to read?
Let's educate ourselves. Ashkenazi Adi.
I want to read, motherfucker.
Or Ashira's blog. This is my personal blog. I once had a goy tell me as a side blog. No, I'm not a Zionist.
I put no, I'm not a Zionist in there, not because I'm against Jewish determination or Jewish nationalism or anything, but because I'm against a specific branch of political Zionism that justifies. I'm not sure that not necessarily justifies or like it's manifested into or something, but when people say that they're anti-Zionist and pro-Palestine spaces, they usually mean that they're against what the Israeli government is doing in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. So, just to clarify that. Anyway, here he goes again.
Oh, it's a great flag, man.
The flag in question is the Magen David, which I have here, put on a rainbow flag, which is supposed to be a queer Jewish pride flag. And as some of you know, I am a queer Jew. Why he's making fun of it, I don't know. I'm just glad that there's no straight goy flags. Because whatever that would look like, I'm pretty sure it would look hella ugly.
It's a great flag. Oh, shit. I'm not a Zionist, Goy. Calm down. You're aggravating my asthma. Oh, I don't know. That's Jewish people, by the way. They're all horribly asthmatic. That's in case you didn't know. I've educated you.
Jewish people are horribly asthmatic. In case you didn't know, that's Jewish people. I've educated you. So, considering the nature of this person's account, I'm not surprised that he decided to go into the realm of anti-Semitism. What he did there was a stereotypical voice commonly associated with Ashkenazi Jews living in living up north and the east of the United States, particularly like New York, Massachusetts, that area, the East Coast. So let's just recap here. So first, he doesn't seem to understand why Christians taking the Shema and putting it into their choir piece is offensive to us. It's because after centuries of anti-Semitism, like being a part of Western Christian theology, and basically being a major part of our history, considering forced conversions, rape, genocide. Need I go further? I'm pretty sure you understand the nature of what I'm talking about. Holocaust. Someone's gonna probably accuse me of playing the Holocaust card here. Just watch in the comments. Someone's gonna accuse me of that. But basically, considering the history of relationship between Christians and Jews in Europe, and also today in the United States, like, it's a little better, but some Christians like to do some messed up things towards Jews. So considering the history of that, it's really inappropriate for a Christian choir to all of a sudden cherry-pick their favorite things from Judaism, most notably a very holy and important prayer, into a Christian choir just because they like it. And quite a few Christians have been trying to take Jewish things in order to, like, I guess in a sense, get in touch with their roots of Christianity. But if they really want to reconnect with Judaism, they would analyze the anti-Semitism that has poisoned Western Christian theology. If they wanted to reconnect with Jews, they would do a little introspection on the history of their own religion and listen to Jewish voices on what is and isn't anti-Semitic and what is and isn't considered respectful to the faith. Yeah, so hopefully if InternetAristocrat watches this video and then understands why we don't want them taking a very important prayer to the Jewish people and making it just part of their kitschy choir thing, maybe he'd be a bit less judgmental towards how I expressed what I did. Also, maybe learn not to express the chetz for an N. I don't know how I managed to do that. So yeah, basically he not only didn't even see the importance of the Shema to the Jewish people. I know he might not. I'm not mad at him for not knowing what the Shema is, but to blatantly just disregard what I said about that, or what the Anon said about that, it's a little fucked up. But if he had, then he mispronounced my URL, which is Ashkenazi. So basically, he's making fun of Tumblr users when he can't even read my URL right. Watch, he probably made fun of the concept of ableism, but that's in another video. Anyway, this, and he went on my blog and then made fun of a symbol of pride for queer Jews, and then basically made an anti-Semitic jab by putting on a stereotypical Jewish voice. So basically, I brought up the ableism thing because he probably makes fun of the concept of ableism, and one part of the concept of ableism is prejudice against those with disabilities, and some of those disabilities are learning disabilities. So if he's going to make fun of the concept of ableism, which is prejudice against those with disabilities, particularly those with learning disabilities, and some of those people with learning disabilities have trouble reading, he's going to make fun of something that affects those people, yet he won't properly read my URL. It's a little hypocritical. He makes fun. He doesn't even bother to read my URL properly, yet he makes fun of a concept that describes a prejudice against those with disabilities that may or may not hinder reading. The ableism thing was in another video called Tumblrism, Ableism. I'm not even going to bother watching the rest of the Tumblrism's cultural appropriation video, because judging by how grossly inappropriate he was towards me, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be comfortable saying how grossly inappropriate he was to other people. I'm going to provide a link to the video below, and if you guys want, you can comment.